Half forward line. I've gone with Dylan Moore, who deserves his spot very much, as the only real sort of half forward flank that I've got in this team. Charlie Curnow makes the team, and Isaac Heaney on a half forward flank. I know Isaac has been predominantly inside in the midfield this year, but he was the fairest name to put on that half forward flank in my opinion. And you know what? His best footy, arguably, is still forward of the ball in those sort of positions, um, impacting at stoppage, but in front of goal, he's just majestic. Arguably one of the best players this year. I just realized I've gone backwards, so we'll go backwards along this graphic. Yeah, he fantastic. Charlie Curnow, ended up finishing third in the Coleman. Bit of injury hampered him end of the year, and also criticism coming left, right, and center. Crazy. Um, Still had a fantastic year. And this guy, the amount of pressure that gets put on him is absurd. But he's still unbelievable. And if there's room for three key forwards in this team, which I think there is, he's there. I think he's still second best in my opinion, but that's just me. And then Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore, good year. Good consistent year. I think he's has he been Hawthorn's best player? I think that's fair to say. I think he's been Hawthorn's best player. And yeah, so good. So good. Um, I had him in this team early. Well, I didn't have a team written down in round nine, obviously, but if I was making this team early on, he would have been there, and he stayed in there, and he's impressed me every week. Every time I watch Hawthorn, I'm impressed by this guy, so he deserves his spot for sure. All right, moving on to the forward line. Um, this was the other dilemma I had. Less based on position selection. This was more based on player selection. Because on Thursday I had this team sort of written out, prepared for the pod because I knew I was going to do it, and I had Stengel, Hogan, and Waterman. But Waterman and Jeremy Cameron were like that, neck and neck going into round 24. And I pretty much accepted that if one of them had a much better game than the other in that last round, the spot would be theirs. And that was in my head, it was if Jeremy Cameron goes off, he's going to replace Waterman. Because I wanted to give Jake the nod so bad, but Jeremy kicked nine and just snatched it right out from him. Yeah, I think it was fair for me to switch up based on that one game, given how close I thought they were. So yeah, Jess is in. We've said too much about him over the last however many years that he's been doing this. I think everyone knows the player, the quality of player that he is. Tyson Stengel, I think, has been fantastic, has been probably the best small forward, pure small forward in the comp. Um, yeah, I just think he's so good and he deserves this spot in the team for sure. So they're the two Cats players I have in this team. And then Jesse Hogan, Coleman, dominant, just wow, so hard to stop. So hard to stop. Really, really good season. Really deserved Coleman win and will be a deserved Blazer as well for him because he's in. There's no way this goes any other way. So, yeah, for sure. He deserves that one.